Hey, church safety security. So you're walking along, it's a quiet day at church, and then you look out the window over the parking lot and you see some sort of activity. Something's going on out there. So now what? Are we just going to go rushing out there and confront whoever or whatever is out there? Because this type of situation has happened at my church a few times over the years. Maybe it's happened at yours too. Now remember, effective, successful conflict de-escalation is not just knowing what to say and how to say it, but also making sure you don't inadvertently do something that could escalate the situation. A near tragic example, October 2020 in Ambridge, Pennsylvania, a 15-year-old and some of his friends are burglarizing some cars in a church parking lot. And they're observed by some of the youth group leaders who chased those teenagers 2 blocks off property. And when they cornered that 15-year-old, he turned around shooting. And by the grace of God, the youth group leader, who was hit twice in his upper body, survived his injuries. But that's an example of how you can inadvertently escalate a situation if you lose self-discipline and you lose situational awareness. Another tragic situation, October of 2022, just last year in New Mexico. Unfortunately, a church security guy walked out there into the parking lot by himself to check on a suspicious vehicle. Unfortunately, they found him dead in the ditch a few hours later. Suspect was caught in that situation. Do you have to go out there? Do you have to leave the 4 walls of your church to go check on something? Slow down, take a deep breath, assess the situation. Is it just a property crime, or is there somebody actually in imminent danger of great bodily harm or death? Slow down and assess the situation. Maybe the best thing you could do is just be a good witness to what's going on. February of 2023, earlier this year, security guards at an Amazon warehouse not too far away from here in West Michigan observed about 3 people burglarizing cars in their parking lot. They slowed down, they assessed the situation, they called police, they coordinated a response, and all 3 suspects were taken into custody after a short foot chase. And everyone went home safe. That is a great example of a situation very effectively and successfully de-escalated, and everyone went home safe. But let's say you have to go out there for whatever reason. You choose to go out there and check on whatever's going on in the parking lot. This situation's happened at my church. I'm sure it's happened at yours. But I just want to make sure you keep in mind some personal safety tactics and strategy, that if you are going to walk outside to confront or talk to someone or check on something, that you do it smart, so we can make sure that you go home safe and that you also don't inadvertently do or say something that could escalate a situation. So let's say you have to go out and check out something. Let's talk about how you could do that safely. First thing, before you step outside your church, you're going to take a moment to assess the situation. You're also going to think things through. Number one, is it a group of people that you've already observed going from one car to the next to another? Well, there's your clue right there of what's going on. There's no reason for you to risk your life or anyone else's life for a property crime. Call the police and be a good witness, like those security guards for the Amazon warehouse. Don't risk going out there to confront someone or a group of people because you're meaning to do well, because you're church safety security, but end up sucked down this rabbit hole where things escalate, like this situation with the church youth group pastor in Ambridge, Pennsylvania, and they chase these teenagers 2 blocks off property. Don't escalate. Don't inadvertently escalate the situation. But let's say it's actually just one person that you see spending an extra amount of time working on a car. It very well could be someone who's locked their keys out of the car, because that's happened at my church. Maybe it's happened at yours. But don't assume things, because you don't necessarily know if it might be some type of bad domestic situation going on. You just don't know. But let's say you come out here, it's just one person working on a car, you don't know what's up, but you do want to offer some help if possible, blah. But how can we do this safe? How can we do this with the ministry mindset? Let's talk about that. Okay, so let's say I want to come out here and I want to talk to someone who's probably messing around with that black car on the other side of the maroon minivan. So before I come out here, number one, after determining it's just one person working on a car, I need to decide, do I just come out of this exit right here, the closest one, or maybe out of that one, which is the one I did come out of? Well, let's think about it. Right here, you're in open ground. There's no cover and concealment. It's just you and the subject right over here. But by coming out over here, yeah, there's a little bit more distance, but distance can probably save your life. And you've got those pillars for safety and concealment. Think strategy, think tactics, think going home safe. So there's someone at the car, the black car over there, that I want to talk to. Keep in mind, you do not have to be within arm's reach of someone to communicate with them. You can stand back here and keep a car or two between you and the subject and call out to them. You've heard of the 21-foot rule? Well, that also works with your voice. You can call out to someone from 30 feet away. Hey, sir, are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Can I call you a wrecker? Are you locked out? Is there anything I can do to help? Big smile on your face, ministry mindset. Again, you don't know what's going on, but I don't want you to assume it's either something innocuous or that it's something, worst case scenario. Assess the situation. It's constantly going to be changing. But here's another reason why you want to keep a vehicle between you and the subject, right? You're walking up, you're asking them, hey, is there anything I can do to help? And all of a sudden it starts to go sideways. The person starts to draw a weapon. Boom, all of a sudden you now have a place to jump behind. You've got an engine block, you've got another car, maybe two cars between you and the subject. That increases the likelihood that you're going to go home safe. So just keep in mind that if you do go outside to make contact with somebody out in your parking lot, just keep in mind you do not have to get within arm's reach. You can call out to them from a distance, they'll hear your voice, and just see if there's anything you can do to help. Don't inadvertently do something like get all up in someone's face, which may escalate a situation. So take a moment and slow down, take a deep breath, assess the situation. Don't just go blindly rushing out of your church to confront and figure out what's going on out there. Don't risk your life over a property crime. Don't risk anyone else's life over a property crime. Can you actually articulate that someone was in great imminent danger of great bodily harm or death? Slow down, take a deep breath, and just don't do something that could inadvertently escalate a situation and get yourself hurt. We'll see you on the next video.